Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm trying to get into the habit of watching horror movies at night because I have a whole lot of horror movies that I've saved up, so I always had horror movies to watch at night, and I really would like to actually, watch them. And the other night I watched Don't Go to Sleep with Valerie Harper because it's Rhoda. I love Rhoda. And I love Valerie Harper. I loved Valerie's family. Valerie and then Valerie's family, unfortunately. What happened there? You all know about that. That's a whole other video. But yeah, I watched the film and it wasn't quite what I thought it was because I didn't know what it was going to be. Turns out it's a film about a family who are dealing with the loss of one of the daughters. There was a car accident and there's two daughters and a son, and one of the daughters died. She was the oldest daughter. She was like the golden child. And the remaining daughter is troubled partly because she felt they never loved her, and they were more upset that this daughter died and so forth. And the son is a little twat, so they don't get along, and you start to realize she's got some real issues, and she starts plotting to kill the other members of her family. She kills her brother, she kills her father, and she tries to kill her mother. But of course she doesn't kill Valerie Harper because it's Valerie Harper. Rhoda can't be killed, so she survives. And she ends up being put in a mental institution, and what you realize is she has developed another personality. So she thinks she's seeing her sister. So it plays like a ghost story to start off with, and you think she's seeing her sister and her sister's there as a ghost. But then you actually find out that, well, it implies that she actually has developed another personality and a split personality, and she actually is being her sister. And her sister, who was telling her to do things, she was then doing those things, like killing the brother, killing the father. She killed the brother by throwing a frisbee on the roof, and then he went up to get it. And I thought he was just going to fall. I thought she just created a situation and that sort of, he'd fall and then they wouldn't blame her. But when he's actually walking past one of the windows, she runs at the window and pushes the window open and knocks him to his death. Now, the father is doing the stupidest thing on earth. He's in the bath, listening to the radio, which is sitting, plugged into the wall, sitting on the edge of the bath, just ready to fall in. So she knocks that in and kills him, of course. The mother starts to realise what's happened, and when she's trying to call, because the girl's downstairs cutting pizza, and when she goes upstairs to see what's happened to the power, she finds her husband dead. She goes to call the police, and the girl comes up the stairs with the pizza cutter, and she's rolling the pizza cutter up the wall and eventually goes through the phone line. And she's acting like she doesn't know what's happening, but the mother obviously does, and she runs out and falls down the stairs and injures herself and ends up in hospital, and the girl ends up being put away. And that's sort of the end. You sort of go like, okay. But then they have another little ending where, Rhoda's at home, she's recovering, she's got a nurse there, and the daughter, they show a scene of her actually in the in like the padded room being talked to and all that, and she's basically talking like she is the sister, and then she like goes away, and then the other sister's like, she's gone, where did she go? And you're starting to think that she is, just crazy. And I'm like, oh damn, I thought this was a ghost story. But then the end of the movie, you actually have Rhoda's in bed, and she looks, and at the end of the bed is her daughter come back, and then she starts screaming. That's the last shot, is just her face screaming. It's like, oh, so the daughter hadn't developed a split personality. She was being possessed by the ghost of the daughter. So the ghost did come back. And why did the ghost come back? Because the other daughter kind of killed the other daughter. What she did was, the older daughter was pulling her hair in the car when they were driving home. The dad was a bit drunk because it was the 80s, and and she, when the other sister was asleep, she tied her shoelaces together, so when she'd go to get out of the car she'd fall over. So she did that because she pulled her hair, and the brother helped her with that as well. And then when the car has the accident, she can't get out of the car because, I don't know if it was because her shoelaces were tied together or because they'd tied the shoelaces maybe to something in the car, so she wouldn't just trip on her shoelace, but she'd actually like fall out because she was actually tied to like something on the seat or something, I don't know. But they all get out of the car because it's on fire, and then the dad's like, "Are we all here?" And the kid's like, "Yes." And then they hear the other daughter screaming, and she's still in the car, and they're like, "She's still in the car, go get her." And he goes to get up, and then boom, the car blows up, and she's dead. And it's her fault because, okay, she didn't know there was going to be a car accident. She was going to trap her in the car by tying her shoelaces or something, but that's what happened. But the brother knew as well, and I'm like, why is she the only one who's feeling guilty, and why is she the one getting all the blame and all that? So that's what's sort of revealed at the end. And then you think, okay, she's just having mental problems because she feels responsible. But then you see it actually is a spirit, and she actually has come back, and she is actually now like appearing to her mother, who's screaming and traumatized. And it was a good little film, and it made me, for some reason, it made me think of Child of Glass, and then I wanted to watch that. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have a whole little marathon here of 80s ghost girl films. So that's what I did. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Don't Go to Sleep.